Plays made by one of the game's greatest players.
Over the past years in the NBA, we have witnessed some shots and moments that felt like they stopped time. The crowd held its breath, the clock hit zero, and the ball, still in the air, decides the fates. These are the craziest last-second shots in NBA history, where legends were born in under a second. Kawhi Leonard's bounce, Michael Jordan's final dagger, Dwayne Wade's assist saying, "This is my house." These aren't just regular NBA plays, these are heart-stopping moments that change the game forever. So, what makes a moment truly legendary in the NBA? Hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Let's find out. Game 7 in the 2019 Eastern Conference semifinals. Raptors versus Sixers, tied 90-90 with 4.2 seconds left.
He ties the game! 4.2 to go!
What came next became one of the most surreal, dramatic finishes in NBA history. Kawhi Leonard took the inbound near the sideline, defended by Ben Simmons, and was quickly closed out by Joel Embiid. Fading toward the baseline corner, Kawhi launched a high-arcing jumper that left his hand just before the buzzer sounded. The ball hit the rim, not once, not twice, but 4 times, before finally dropping through the net. The arena erupted.
41 points!
Leonard crouched in the corner, eyes fixed on the rim, waiting. It was the NBA's first Game 7 buzzer beater. Kawhi poured in 41 points on 39 shot attempts, just 2 shy of Elgin Baylor's Game 7 record. His shot didn't just end Philly's season, it became the defining moment of Toronto's championship run. That bounce took them to Milwaukee, then to a historic finals win over the Warriors. That shot didn't just win a game, it altered the league's landscape. Another legendary moment on the list is from the clutch king himself, Michael Jordan, in his final act as a Bull. Game 6, 1998 NBA Finals, Bulls versus Jazz. Utah leads 86-85 with under 20 seconds left. Jordan stripped Karl Malone in the post. Clean, perfect timing. He dribbled up the floor, no timeout. The clock ticked down. With Brian Russell guarding him, Jordan hit a crossover, got just enough space with a subtle shove, and pulled up from 20 feet.
Timeout, Utah! 5.2 seconds left.
And the Bulls were up 87-86 with 5.2 seconds remaining. That shot sealed Chicago's 6th title and capped off one of the most iconic sequences in NBA history. Jordan dropped 45 points in the game, including the Bulls' final points of the season.
On fumes with 45 points.
It was pure poetry, steal, stride, swish. Jordan didn't just win another championship, he closed the Bulls dynasty with a perfect exclamation mark. No play call, no panic, just greatness on display. At the time, that shot looked like the final play of his NBA career. He walked away on top, his arms still hanging in the air. Let's move to our next moment. March 2009, Heat versus Bulls. It was double overtime, tied at 127. Everyone was exhausted. Dwayne Wade had already put up 45 points, but he was not finished yet. With only a few seconds left, John Salmons tried to make a move, and Wade pounced, stole the ball, and sprinted the other way. Most players would call a timeout, not Wade. He pulled up from beyond the arc as the clock expired. Fading, falling, launching, and it was the score. 48 points, 12 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. American Airlines Arena witnessed. Wade leapt onto the scorer's table and yelled, "This is my house." It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Wade had been on a tear, averaging over 38 points and 11 assists in his previous 5 games. His performance that night put him in MVP conversations, and it came against 3 Bulls who each scored over 20.
One of the great plays made by one of the game's greatest players.
But Wade wouldn't be denied. He outdueled Ben Gordon's 43-point night and won the game 3 times, at the half, in regulation, and finally in double overtime. And now to our next craziest NBA moment. In the 1987 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5, the Celtics were down 1. Pistons were inbound. Most players guarded their man. Larry Bird guarded the moment. He read Isaiah Thomas like a chessboard, jumped the pass, and stole it clean. Nearly falling out of bounds, he zipped a pass to Dennis Johnson, who laid it in with 1 second left. Celtics won, 108-107. The game, momentum, and series flipped.
Does to Lambeer, stolen by Bird on the cut to DJ, yeah!
It's one of the smartest, most instinctive plays ever. Bird wasn't just reacting, he saw it coming before it happened. The Celtics went on to win the series in 7. They lost the finals to the Lakers, but Bird's steal remains the stuff of playoff legend. But when it comes to defining moments, no one has one quite like the shot. May 7th, 1989, Game 5. Bulls versus Cavs. Cleveland led 100-99 with 3 seconds left. Jordan broke free from a double team, took the inbound, and hung in midair just long enough to sink the jumper over Craig Alo. Bulls won.
At the buzzer, Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago.
Jordan finished with 44 points. Cleveland had swept the season series 6-0. They had home court. They had the lead. None of it mattered. The shot wasn't just a game winner.
I still couldn't concentrate and make my free throws, but I didn't have to take a free throw in the last shot. It was a shot. We hung right in there, gave ourselves a chance to win.
It was the moment the NBA knew Jordan was coming. That iconic fist pump jump is included in basketball's premium collective memory. The Bulls would lose to the Pistons in the conference finals, but the Jordan era had officially begun. Next is a buzzer beater so fast it needed less than a half second to become a legend. We are talking about Game 5, 2004 Western Semifinals, Lakers-Spurs. Tim Duncan hits a miracle fadeaway over Shaq with 0.4 seconds left to give the Spurs a 1-point lead.
Double, Shaq all over him. He gets away, a fadeaway. He makes it with 4/10 left. 4/10 remaining in the fifth game.
Game over? Not quite. On the next play, Gary Payton inbounds to Derek Fisher on the left wing. Fisher catches, spins, and launches a lefty jumper all in one motion. It was quick, leading to silence before the chaos. Spurs protest, but the shot counts.
They get it to Fisher. He scores! Derek Fisher!
Fisher went straight to the locker room. The Lakers stole the win, took a 3-2 lead, and closed out the series in Game 6. It's one of the wildest, fastest buzzer beaters in history. In less than a second, Fisher turned Duncan's dagger into dust. Now let's move to our next player with one unforgettable shot. During Game 5 Celtics vs. Suns in the 1976 NBA Finals, it was triple overtime. Boston had just regained the lead after a clutch bank shot from John Havlicek. Fans were on the floor thinking it was over. But Phoenix had 1 second, and Paul Westphal's intentional technical allowed them to inbound at half court. And Garherd catches, turns, fires, nothing but net. The game was tied again. The Celtics would go on to win in the third overtime, but Herd's buzzer beater lives forever. It's one of the wildest games ever played. Strategy, drama, and execution are at their peak. The NBA saw a finals moment like it before or since. Speaking of unlikely heroes, here's a name you might not expect in this mix: Kevin Martin. In the 2006 first round series, Game 3, Kings vs. Spurs, Sacramento was down 0-2. Spurs led 93-92, and Manu Ginobili was dribbling out the clock, but Mike Bibby ripped the ball and led the break with seconds left. He found Kevin Martin sprinting down the sideline. Martin drove straight at Tim Duncan and banked in a runner at the horn. Arco Arena was shocked. It wasn't just a game winner, it was a lifeline. Martin only scored 10 points, but he made the one that mattered. The Kings tied the series in Game 4, but it didn't lead to a title. But in that moment, Martin etched his name into playoff lore. From MJ's icy finish in Utah to Derek Fisher's lightning-fast miracle, these shots weren't just clutches, they were brilliance. Every second counted, every bounce mattered, and in those moments, the pressure didn't break them, it made them immortal. The NBA doesn't just deliver games, it delivers stories. Stories where one play rewrites history. That is what makes us love it more. So, which of these moments hit you hardest as a fan? And imagine if the season was on the line. Who would you trust with the final shot? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting NBA content. See you in the next video.